Hey, we are back from our first track day. It's Sunday. Today is Tuesday, 23rd. Back home, just got the bike unloaded today after I got home from the track day, and I was sore. My muscles have not done that in over a year, so my body was aching. Still is a bit. Anyway, bike handled awesome. The engine felt so strong. I have to really remember that I've got a bunch more power in the top end. I'm not in the old setup that I used to have. I've been changing some of the gearing around too. I've got another rear sprocket on the way. Should be coming up from Sprocket Specialist. I should get it any day now, down to a 50 tooth. Hell, I was running a 56 with that 103. Down to a 50 and a 25 up front. We'll see if that's going to get me enough top on it. The handlebars felt great. Actually, even the throttle was great. Once I got going and got out onto the track, after the morning session, I was pretty well spent. Like, my hands and forearms were worked pretty good, getting a little bit of pump. I was gripping too tight. So I sat around after lunch a little bit. They have a deal called Try the Track, so it's 15 minutes before lunch and 15 minutes after lunch. If some of the street guys want to come out and ride around on the track for 15 minutes, they get to do that. Had some guy show up on a Pan. He was the only one, Pan America. He was the only one who was out there, showed up for Try the Track. He had a blast though. I can see that dude coming back out there. He was from Lincoln. I imagine he's going to be back out the track before long. He said 15 minutes just isn't enough. I'm like, yeah, I know it. After looking at my tires and really the wear on them, pretty happy with the way the bike performed. Probably a little less happy more with myself, my body, how tired I was. I couldn't hardly push at all second half of the day, which was really fine because what I needed to do was work on lines, figure out some reference points where I needed to be braking and where I needed to get my head up in certain areas. That was slowing me down some. But I feel like I got a lot more comfortable on the bike. Was figuring out what gears I need to be in coming into some of the corners and how many do I need to drop a gear or not. For sure my feet are too far forward. Puts my legs in the way. So next step I need to get working on. This side won't be that big a deal. This whole plate can come back. Set it up back here. That's not a big deal. It's going to be the other side, how I'm going to figure out how to get my shift linkage into there. Because what I'll probably end up doing on this side is just running one of the rear sets off the back, and then do a shifter either off of this. I can make another plate around here with a pivot here and run it off of there and then straight across to the linkage, or if I want to try and do something over the top here to the linkage this way. There's a couple different ways that I could take a look at it. We'll see. I could always do the mid setup like the Dyna, do a Dyna inner primary here with the shift linkage through there, run it out, and then I could just pretty much run just a little longer shift lever backwards. GP shift, similar to what it is right now. But that's on the horizon next. I need to get it done. I need to get one more little connector piece to get the breather done. I've just been dumping it into this bag here. All it's doing, it's dumping out a little bit of condensation a little bit each time that I get the bike going. Other than that, there's nothing else coming out of that. You can feel it breathing though. It's pumping air out of there for sure. The oil cooler seemed to work really well. The bike never seemed to get really hot like it used to. It warms up, it gets hot, but it doesn't get overly hot. and for a twin cam 117, that's pretty good. It's going to help. I think it's going to help on longevity of this engine. No leaks anymore. Pretty much have that all cleaned up, taken care of. A little bit of residual from when I changed the oil. I think I got it cleaned up. I don't know if that transponder I got is calculating, or if they just didn't get it connected or what. I didn't even go ask them. I wasn't concerned with it. I did run my Track Addicts app, so I was able to get my lap times and section speeds and that kind of stuff. Brakes up front felt good. Really, I was getting a pulse every now and again. Obviously, they look like they got pretty warm. I'm ordering. I've got another set of brake pads here. I'm gonna get these rotors cleaned up, and then I'll get the new set of pads on. I need a new set of pads for the rear set as well. Those that mounting bracket has really kind of gotten wallered a little bit, so to where it's on a plate that's goes around one of the good size spacer. Well, it's getting a little side to side movement in it as the brakes are applied, so it's turning the brake caliper when I'm squeezing the brakes on it. And I really need to not use the brakes as much as I have been. It's a habit though that I find myself doing just because I don't know that I'm doing it. Other than that, everything else should be good to go. Get the brakes changed out, get these rotors cleaned up, pads changed out in the back as well. Handlebars actually are good. I don't know that I'm gonna change those cables right now. I really kind of like the on to off. There's no play in it. Once it's closed, it stops. So there's not any slack in it. So I know as soon as I turn it, that gas is coming back on. Got to where it felt a lot better on the track. Really was getting some good feeling back. Getting some speed coming around some corners. It normally takes me a couple times to get the lines down on some of these tracks. This one is it's deceptively fast in a couple corners. There's a couple double corners that you really just kind of turn into one corner. Some of them that you really need to be very deep in, and then get the bike turned when you're deep in it, to where you can start driving out from deep into the corner versus cutting it shallow and still turning, and you're a quarter way up the straightaway before you're able to go full throttle. So there's a couple of little technical corners that really can get you, slow you down. I had a couple close calls. One of them was on that last corner. I pushed the front. Boy, I bet I slid the front. It felt like 6 to 12 inches. It was, and I wasn't even really going fast, but I just transferred from off the gas to on the gas, and it was enough that I loaded the rear, pulled some off the front, and started pushing the front, and it started sliding out. So that was a close call. I had another close call on the fastest corner on the track on the backside. I looked down. There's a little patch of dirt right at the edge of the corner, and I thought as we're coming around, I was thinking, you don't want to hit that. But I kept staring at it. So gosh dang it, what do? You go right where you look, and I just dipped the front tire right into it and the back tire into it, gassed it as I hit the top of it, and just pulled it back onto the track. So I just dipped it off for a second, but it was a kind of a pucker moment, and came right back on, no problems, but shook my head and kept going. Just one other time I felt like I was washing the front, but other than that, that was it. It was just a quick moment and done. But felt like everything went well. Was really excited about the bike. I'm excited about changing this gearing a little bit more. Everything's looking good. Hopefully that my Geezer Engineering front end is is going to get shipped out before long, and maybe we'll look at getting that thing fitted up, and looking forward to BRL. at that same track up there at Hastings. The guys up there were really great. Met some of the guys that run those track days, and some of the regulars that ride up there a lot. Jed, thank you for hanging out, introducing me to a bunch of the people, trying to tow me around the track. He was just too fast. Hell, by 3 corners, he was gone. I haven't been on in a year, and the new engine and that whole thing is completely new. So got down to I got down to a 150 flat, but that was before lunch, and then after that, I was spent. I was tired. I couldn't really push in the afternoon, and I just needed to run better, smoother lines. So that's what I worked on in the afternoon, and I think that's gonna benefit me better in the long run. Anyway, just wanted to give a quick update. Bike's feeling great. I've got to get some stuff ordered. Brakes, rear tire. That track chewed up about half of that. The next track day is Hallett. I need to have a new tire ready for it, maybe even a backup. I've got some stuff up on the shelf. I've got one that's old. I don't think I'm gonna run it out there. Other than that, I gotta get back to work tomorrow. I gotta go sell some bikes so I can buy some parts. Anyway, guys, get your bikes ready. Get out to the track. We'll see you out there soon.